of music education to students during a pandemic. Jazz House Kids has figured it out by fully leaning into virtual means. Established in 2002 and based in Montclair, this jazz education and performance organization has taught thousands of kids through lessons, summer workshops, and in-school programs. Its annual Montclair Jazz Festival typically draws 12,000 people. Although times are different during the COVID-19 crisis, the music plays on. We talked with Jazz House Kids leaders and married couple, Melissa Walker and Christian McBride, about how they've adapted during this time. What were you guys doing right before the quarantine hit?
Well, I was in Europe. I was touring Europe with Chick Corea. Things abruptly changed around March 13th, I would say, something like that. And we were abruptly sent back home.
What about you, Melissa?
Every day of the week you can find us in underserved school districts. So we were busy there. We were also busy at the Jazz House with close to 20 ensembles, big bands, our youngest beboppers who are 8, 9, and 10. All of our programs were in full operation. We were also getting ready for a couple of big events. We were getting ready for our annual spring gala, and we were, of course, starting to get ready for our 2020 Montclair Jazz Festival, the big event that we do each August. And we were also in a 7-week Chica Power program for girls. Mid-March, we were in full throttle with all of our programming.
When was the moment that you guys said to yourself, how are we going to keep this business going?
Because Christian was in Europe, and Europe was ahead of us, with this. We started to see that some of his shows started to cancel, or at least it was going to be questionable. So I think we were very much in mind that this was imminent, this is big, this is, going to require that we pivot a good couple of weeks early. And we had decided that we knew we were moving online.
Because we knew if we didn't do that, the chances would be considerably slimmer to keep the ship sailing.
Yeah. Explain to us what going online meant for Jazz House Kids.
From a programmatic standpoint, that meant that every single ensemble would now move to an online platform. We felt that the continuity and the camaraderie, the continuing of music education would outweigh kind of any of the downsides. We felt that the keeping all of that going, all of our faculty who are part of a gig economy, that they had work. Our students who all of a sudden lost their peer group and lost so much would have a place to come to in that continuity.
And also the technology hasn't quite caught up to what's demanded of it yet. So to be able to have an ensemble over the Zoom platform is imperfect. It can't be done because there's a lot of latency in that program. But the gathering place really was more important than the underdeveloped technology. There's some new software being built right now that will eliminate a very significant portion of latency. So specifically, musicians can try to play together in real time.
I mean, you guys are musicians, you're artists, quality and perfection is built into you. What is music and performance and playing together like through the technology?
Once things really became clear that we weren't going to be able to leave our homes for a very long time, Melissa and I were part of this presentation called Live from Our Living Rooms. And we played a live concert in our home.
Really early.
And see, that was fine because we were together and we were playing online. But when you have other musicians, like I did a concert with some other musicians, that didn't work out so smoothly, right? And I think it was the imperfections that made it charming for the viewer, but for the musicians, it was very frustrating. And I don't think playing virtually online is ever going to be able to fill in that thing of feeling the audience and having musicians right there on stage with you. I mean, we'll do what we can while we have to do it, but nothing will ever take the place of playing in front of people.
How have the students reacted to all this change?
I think they've done a lot better than the adults have.
Yeah, that's a really interesting thing that there's this idea of you using your technology to learn, to be creative. you know, that's just
Yeah.
part of what they do.
Right.
I mean, we have one young pianist, very talented. He was already jamming with people internationally. We've encouraged our students to get out and play for their community. So they've been playing on their front porch in the summer. They have been supporting organizations, involved in social justice or food pantry. Like we love that we're seeing that.
In August, you still had a Montclair Jazz Festival. What was it like?
We did the best of, we were able to
three
compile a lot of footage from many of our previous Montclair Jazz Festivals. And I really believe that people thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah. About 20,000 people viewed it, let alone all of the fans on XM radio.
That's right. That's right.
How have you changed during this time? What have you learned?
I think we have certainly learned how to have both more sympathy and empathy for people because so many people are struggling during this time. And we've tried to find, I think Melissa and I both have tried to consciously find ways to help people as opposed to saying, oh man, look at the mess that we're in personally, because we're all in the same boat, Some are struggling less than others, but that doesn't mean that they're not struggling, Yeah. So we've learned how to really do our best to extend a helping hand to as many people as we can. We were joking earlier that this is probably the most time we've spent together since we've been married,
Combined.
Combined, I mean, we've been together literally every day for 7 months now?
Love it.
And it's been cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's been nice. That's something we learned.
Yeah, that's it. No, I mean, it's true. It is really true. And I do think in many ways society was going too fast for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So, I'm so encouraged to hear the number of people are saying, I'm now playing piano. Mm-hmm. Or, we saw somebody yesterday said, I'm picking up the guitar. Apparently guitar sales are out of the roof.
That's me. I've been learning piano during this period myself.
That's great.
I think that those kinds of things, if you didn't get divorced in this or just, whatever, most of it is a lot of good family time. When you face loss and when loss can be so clear and it's clear that life is fragile, then you really cling to the things that matter. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what we're learning. That's what we're trying to exhibit. That's what we're trying to hold on to.
Yeah. So what's next for you guys and Jazz House Kids?
4-4 straight ahead.
Well, I mean, Christian has a record out. So you've got your big band record with Joey DeFrancesco coming out.
Can't tour it, but it will be out.
Jazz House is in full swing. We open the doors on the 21st of September. And so we retooled once again all of our programming. So we are running core ensembles, a few core ensembles, and then a whole array of electives. On October 9th and 10th, we've got a really exciting live performance called Jazz by Starlight. And these are backyard porch concerts. Christian, who do we have?
Yeah, so on the 9th, I'll be playing in a group with Robbie Coltrane on saxophone, the great Jeff Tain Watts on drums, and young Christian Sands on the piano. So that will be like a little all-star jam that I'll put together. And then on the following day, we have the great Jasmia Horn, who's going to perform with her ensemble. And I'm very, very happy that all of those great musicians agreed to do this for us.
We're really grateful for our supporters, our hosts, Susan and Chris Gifford, who will have them at their lovely backyard, and we're our event presenting sponsor of BMW of Bloomfield for stepping up to help support Jazz House Kids. Really grateful for that.
It sounds wonderful. Melissa and Christian, thank you so much for talking with us, and thank you for continuing to bring music education to kids during this trying time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.